Brotherhood, A Fact in Nature by Archibald Keightley, published in the Irish Theosophists of February 1897, read by Dave Marsland of Cardiff Theosophical Society. The Irish Theosophist was the magazine of the Irish section of the Pasadena-based Theosophical Society. Brotherhood, A Fact in Nature. At first sight it would seem that this is not the case. Many people will argue that the survival of the fittest and the struggle for life are the prevailing laws which guide nature in her evolution. This certainly is so, if the view be confined to material evolution only. But when we attempt to take a larger view, and to include with it a deeper view of nature, we find that there is another set of laws which operates. It may be remembered that H.P. Blavatsky wrote some years ago an article on psychic and noetic action. This has since been republished at Boston in a very convenient form. In that article, much emphasis is laid on, and large extracts are quoted from Professor Ladd's Physiological Psychology. The point being to confirm Professor Ladd's inductive demonstration that there is a mind entity distinct from the physiological entity which he calls mind, and that mind has a nature and laws of its own which are akin to, though distinct from, and superior to the laws governing the action of the physiological organism. Into some of these laws which govern the action of the mind entity it will be profitable to enquire. This entity will be found after reading Professor Ladd's book to correspond very closely with that which Theosophists are accustomed to call the reincarnating ego, though of course not in such detailed analysis. It is in the relation of this entity to physical life that brotherhood as a fact of nature begins to be demonstrated. Until this entity manifests its action, the laws of the struggle for life and survival of the fittest would indeed seem to be the paramount laws. Let us take the fact of the death of the body, an event which is common to all nature. At or about the time of the change which we call death, it is seen that a something has disappeared which held it together. A change takes place which at a varying period ends with the dissolution of the bodily frame and ultimately ends with the dissociation of the lower quaternary. Without here trying to enter on details, a holding influence disappears and the various components sooner or later are resolved into their atoms. Many are accustomed to say that the mind or soul is gone. At any rate, whatever name we give it is no longer confined so much to the body which it used, and with its disappearance or unrestrained freedom, the unity of the body corporate disappears and its component elements fall to pieces. This is true both as regard the individual cell atoms of the body as a whole, and also as regards the organs which make up the body, and of the organs themselves. The analogy as regards the single body may be carried further so as to include any association of individual animate beings, and it is not necessary to entirely exclude the animal world. As the cells of the human body behave to that body under the action of mind, so can and ought the individual human units composing various associations which are formed for the purpose of carrying out obediently the laws of the soul or mind. From such considerations as these, which might very widely be extended in particulars, it is easy to see that one of the primary laws of the soul or mind in manifested action is unity. This unity, when translated and in reference to associations of human individuals, is expressed by all that can be understood by the word brotherhood. Consequently, I would emphatically state my belief that for those who desire to increasingly manifest the action of the soul or the highest within them, brotherhood is a fact in nature. The analogy may be carried much further, and the individual human entities would be found to be the cell atoms of larger and still larger entities until the limits of the universe are reached.